Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, it is my honor to present to you Dr. Deborah Estrin to recognize her revolutionary work to improve individual health outcomes through advanced data processing. Dr. Estrin is a pioneer in embedded network sensing, or the use of mobile and wireless systems, such as the phones in our pockets, to collect and analyze data. When harnessed for health, that small data, a term she coined, reveals digital biomarkers which can yield valuable insights into how people are responding to healthcare. Over the course of her groundbreaking career, Dr. Estrin founded the Health Tech Hub at the Jacobs Technion Cornell Institute, co-founded the nonprofit startup Open Health, and was founding director of the NSF Center for Embedded Network Sensing at UCLA. Today, she's a professor of computer science and associate dean for impact at Cornell Tech in New York City. She's also a professor of population health sciences at Weill Cornell Medical College. Her work has been foundational to the way we communicate across global digital networks with far-reaching applications in such fields as engineering, physics, medicine, and the environment. Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, on behalf of the Board of Governors and Senate, it's my privilege and honor to present to you Dr. Deborah Estrin, so you may confer upon her the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
It's now my pleasure to invite Dr. Estrin to give her convocation address. Dr. Estrin.
Mr. President and Vice Chancellor, honored platform guests, graduating class family, and friends. The last time I was given the honor of speaking to a graduating class, it was in a more familiar place and time. The place was Berkeley, California, where I had done my undergraduate studies. The time was 2019, 6 months before the onset of the pandemic. It was also well before the generative AI tsunami began to dominate so much of our discourse, and at least potentially disrupt so many sectors. From big tech to big medicine, from venture capital investment to government regulation, from the generation of high school term papers to job applications and software itself. Perhaps this is one of the last commencement addresses that did not benefit nor suffer from ChatGPT-generated text. It's been an intense 4 years, and you, this graduating class in particular, exhibited great resilience, compassion, and inventiveness in the face of it. Many of you are graduating in computer science-related fields, which Herbert Simon, the Turing Award and Nobel Prize winner, called the science of the artificial. And those of you who studied civil and environmental and building engineering have had the tools of your trade transformed by computer science, from mapping and imaging to advanced modeling. You all get to be part of shaping the world with creativity and rigor in just about any domain and setting, from health to education, transportation to entertainment, from startups to the public sector. While your years of formal study might be over for now, you have a lifetime of learning ahead. You'll face many choices about which project, which company, which people you want to dedicate your mind and your effort to. That flexibility, that choice, gives you broad license as well as significant responsibility. As engineering and computer science graduates, you get to build what comes next. What you do and don't do matters. At the same time, the advanced state of software frameworks and services, of large data sets and large language models will enable you to deploy new services faster than ever. However, the power of rapid innovation has two edges. We hear examples every day of where the pace of the new outstrips our ability to act thoughtfully. Yet at the same time, you now have these tools at hand to take on some of the most critical challenges facing the world. I like to think of these as product ideation, how might we's. How might we help people know truth from malicious fiction? How might we continue to incentivize creativity so that inspiring works of human-generated fiction continue to be produced, whether in the form of books, movies, artwork, music, or photography? How might we leverage technology to take care of ourselves and each other? From tech to promote healthy behaviors in youth, to technologies for caregiving of older adults at home. How might we turn our inventive attentions to issues of climate and quality of life? Of course, more sustainable energy sources and usage, and also leveraging digital tools for supporting the most climate vulnerable, from those forced to migrate due to geography, to our elder populations who are most vulnerable to the heat and climate events that are already affecting every region. And more generally, how might we integrate public interest concerns into our education and innovative ecosystems, both the invention of new technologies and framing of new business ventures? And for those academics in the audience, the last few years have made very evident the role that tech has played in both enabling and exacerbating global challenges. So specifically, how might we in higher ed bring balance to the learning opportunities we provide to our students to effectively integrate ethics and a public interest lens? Several years ago, I was at a gathering of MacArthur Fellows and took the opportunity to ask that amazing group of artists, authors, activists, and scientists what advice they had for recent graduates like you all, who will become our future tech leaders. The artists and activists said, pay attention, don't cede control, contribute to justice, realize that you are shaping the future of privacy, democracy, and fairness. And I'm pretty sure if I had a chance to ask them again in 2023, they would have added to protect artistic and political expression. The physicist said, don't be dazzled by data, ask good questions, seek understanding for you and the world, strive to go beyond prediction to explanation. And as is often true of physicists, their remarks were prophetic. To that, I will add two less cosmic, more personal points of advice. First, seek to do things that you believe to be significant, not just expedient. Work that is meaningful to you will draw you in to find focus and flow. But don't only keep your head down. Remember to look up and around. The real world is a source of consternation and inspiration, and will keep you and help you to keep it real. And by real, I include real interactions with real people in real rooms. Give yourself those in-person opportunities for spontaneous and peripheral observations, interactions, and learning. Finally, resist the lure of cynicism. Seek out people in your life who recognize the risks and uphill battles and who still choose to forge ahead, and be that person for others. In closing, while we were trained as engineers, not ethicists, that does not relieve us of the responsibility to act ethically. The world literally depends on us doing so. Keep seeking ways to help the world and humanity, do so with empathy, and when self-doubt threatens to undermine your boldest ambitions, use it to fuel a deeper sense of humility and carry on. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Estrin. I truly hope that you've spent some time reflecting on Dr. Estrin's biography, which is truly inspiring. Her professional career has been extraordinary. I think we get a glimpse of why. You do have the right to build what's next, but you need to ask questions, and you need to be grounded in some core values. I think that's the essential takeaway.